content creator has them wrapped around his finger. And you probably know who I'm talking about. You know, I'll just name drop him. It is Carbon Meister. Fisch. The game my whole channel revolves around. It is now cooked. And not in a good way. I want to touch on 3 main topics here. The development cycle, the scummy monetization, and the content creator role/scene. So as we all know, Fisch has been really in a downward spiral ever since, I would say, the new year, really. Ever since the start of 2025. Since the past few updates have been god awful. Absolutely atrocious. The last good update they released was Ancient Isles. That update brought some new stuff that was fresh to Fisch, and it was pretty interesting. And I'm not talking about the level capped items, but I'll touch on that later. It introduced rod crafting, Megalodon, new enchants, new island, new boats, the crappy water minigame when driving to the island, but at least it's something new. 39 new fish, 8 new mutations, and it was just kind of an overall good update, solid update. Now let's take a look at the updates that came after that. The Winter Advent update. I'm pretty sure that was the update that came right after that. That was the next update. That was an absolute joke. I called this out when it first came out, and people were rebutted by saying like, oh, it's a small update, don't expect much. It was a small update, and I didn't expect much, but the Advent itself was so predatory. It's insane. It had, I think, 24 days where if you logged on, you can get a certain reward, but if you missed a day, you could not get that reward. So if you missed a day, you could either spend Robux to get the item, or you snooze, you lose. You didn't get on for a day because you got a life, you're not getting that item. They created the problem of, if you miss a day, you don't get the item. Then they'll sell you the fix of saying, oh, spend money, you'll get that item. Remember this, because this idea of creating the problem, then selling a fix, it'll come up a few times. So after this update, the Northern Expedition dropped. That was laughably bad. They gave you a whole mountain to explore, which in theory sounds great. You have this whole mountain to explore, you know, something new that they did, but the execution was terrible. I don't know what was going through the devs' minds. The mountain itself probably takes about 10 minutes to climb, with the potential for you to die because of oxygen and heat. And then if you die without setting your spawn, and then if you die, you'll get reset at the bottom. Since when this update first dropped, the only innkeeper was at the bottom, I think maybe at the very top. So if you were almost at the top of the mountain and you died, you're going all the way back to the bottom. And you couldn't farm really at this location since you had to worry about heat and oxygen. If you were in the cryogenic canal and you started to get low, you either had to die or leave. So you'd probably be in one spot for 10 minutes and then had to leave and go back. Nobody was going to do that. Nobody's going to grind that area and stay there. There's no replayability. This was just a half-baked update that was terrible. I don't think there was any really microtransactions with that, but it was still just a terrible update. And then the Grand Reef came. I can't really complain about that. Just an island. Good farming location, I guess. Good for money, good for XP. It was just pretty much setting up the Atlantis update. Now the Atlantis update, it honestly wasn't bad. The puzzles and stuff were cool, but keep in mind this is a kid's game. There are children playing this. Children are not the smartest. So doing co-op puzzles with children made me want to rip my hair out, as none of my friends really played this game. So I have to rely on just the Fisch community, which a lot of them are not that smart. And then truly the worst update this game has ever seen is the Mariana's Veil update. I don't know how this passed any sort of testing, or it's just insane how this thing even got released. So they released it with 4 new areas, 5 new secret fish. Sounds great, a lot of content, but nope. To get to the last area, you need to catch 3 of the secret fish, which have, I think, less than 0.5% chance to catch. But then also, they released a 64 times luck bundle. So you know you're not having good luck trying to catch a secret fish? Just spend $15, you'll get 64 times luck and you'll catch them all. So they create the problem of super rare fish, they sell you the solution with 64x luck. Since those fish are locking out certain areas of the game. But this isn't a problem for me. Since I'm max level, and I'm fortunate enough with YouTube and everything like that, I'm able to buy the luck. I have the best run in the game with the highest luck. But for people that are just playing this game on the side and don't make YouTube off it, have no reason to actually play the game, there's no point in catching those fish. There's no point in doing any of that. As it's just a time waster. So really, you have to buy the 64x luck to even get to that new area, which it's insane. And the submarine, driving the submarine for 15 minutes from the top of Roslet to the end of it is bonkers. When this update dropped, there was no innkeeper or portal to the surface. But I think the first day they released an innkeeper, maybe the next day after. Still no portal though. You can set your spawn in the comm zone, but there's no way back up. You gotta drive 15 minutes to get to the surface. So for that whole week, before they released the quote-unquote bug fix of not having a portal, I did not leave the comm zone once. I barely played the game. There was no point for me to play the game as I was just stuck down there. And I'm not going to waste every single time I join the game, drive back up to the surface. And that's just another problem they created. They made it so there was no portal in the comm zone, made you wait a week, a whole week, just to get back to the surface, and called it a bug fix. That's a 5-minute fix. And they made us wait a week. It's insane. The final, most recent update, which really was a straw that broke the camel's back for me with this game, and just that I'm completely done with it, is the moobi update. Calling it an update is insane. They released a new secret fish, moobi, along with the whale hunt, blue whale hunt. First of all, that fish, it's literally just like a mesh. Anyways, the fish designs that they've been releasing are terrible. They're so ugly. And they just keep repeating designs. That's completely off topic. So basically what you do, you catch moobi, which has I think a 5% chance every whale hunt. And whale hunts aren't that hard to spawn. So you get to spawn, and now you have to catch it since it's a secret. 5% per whale hunt for a moobi to be there. That's just 5% chance to even get the opportunity to catch it, which in itself is 30 secrets, so it's super hard to get. So you have to go through all those secrets, all those dice rolls of getting it to spawn and catching it. But now there's a 20% chance for you to get the enchant when this update released. You go through all that time to get the moobi just for it to go to waste because you can't even get the enchant. Now the enchant must be broken. It must be so good since it's so hard to get. Not really at the time of the update. At the time of the update, I think it was like 15 or 10% progress speed. Then they changed it. They upped it to 50. Awesome. Overpowered enchant for something that's super hard to get. That's great. But no, they went and nerfed it along with steady. So they went and nerfed Song of the Deep along with steady to steady being 15% and Song of the Deep being 30. What were they thinking? A super rare enchant is now 10% better than a normal enchant the day before. It doesn't make sense. Why are they nerfing and buffing things like this in a practically solo, single player, non-competitive, quote unquote, comfy fishing game? It doesn't make sense. So then people were complaining, then they reverted it. They made it so steady is 20%, Song of the Deep being 40. Still nerfed it by 10%. And at the end, they just did that for money at the end of the day because people are catching more fish, making more money. Then there's no point in buying luck, buying auroras, doing any of that stuff, spending Robux on a game. And just the direction these updates have been going, they genuinely have no vision or idea where this game is going. It has no unique style, no sense of self, nothing. I have no idea where this game's going. And it is incredibly apparent that they are doing that. Now I'm going to get on to these scummy, terrible monetization tactics they've been doing. I already touched on that a little bit, but we all know ever since Nate sold the game to Do Big, the quality of updates has just plummeted. Absolutely plummeted, and the monetization has went right up. I myself do not blame Nate one bit for selling this game. He probably made a decent bag off it, and I would do that same thing. You make a Roblox game, you sell it, and you have tons of money now. I don't blame one bit. Good for him. He got his bag and he's out of there. Every single issue I list off here, it all falls on Do Big. They're this huge company, huge dev company that just buys games, swallows them up, and then poops them out into a terrible product. Their whole updates, will have these updates, release it with problems, then sell you the solution to these, like the 64 times luck. In one of the most recent updates, they released new boots, which make you walk faster. Sounds great, but you need 3 items, which are all secret, all in the 0.1% chance to get. Guess what they released with that update? A 64 times luck bundle. I myself was trying to make a video on it. I bought the bundle, bought tons of auroras, farmed for the whole hour of the 64 luck, didn't catch a single one. Not a single one. I still have the video on my computer, and I'm not going to make a video on it because I just don't want to waste my time doing that, since it's so far gone now that with Fish, if you release a video after the update, you're not getting views. I mean, I feel like it's just YouTube in general. And this was never a problem when Nate had the game, because he had the clear vision for the game. It was obvious. It's supposed to be like a low-key fishing game where you and your friends could just hop on, catch some rare fish, get some cool mutations, find Easter eggs, look at secret stuff, just explore the map. It was great. When this game first dropped, me and my friends were playing, it was great. We were all hyped anytime someone caught a colossal squid. I remember we would grind to get a squid. We'd be so hyped when we got it. And now it's just like, there's no point. There's no excitement in catching anything cool. I just went on a complete tangent there. Anyways, with these boots, I put my life on it. Everything I have, that this next update, you'll have to do a lot of walking. There will be a ton of walking, just so you have to go unlock those boots. And then being rare, you'll want to buy that luck. You will want to buy that server luck because those secrets will just take you so long to get. Keep in mind, this is a kid's game. Roblox is a kid's game. Fisch directed towards younger people. Having these incredibly rare things with these 64x luck bundles that are like 15 bucks, it just entices little kids to go ask their mom and dad to like, whoa, can I have your credit card? Anyways, that's that section. I can go into so much more, but I don't want to make this video like 30 minutes long. The last section here, content creator scene. It's hard to put into words. I really tried to put into words how I feel about this and what it actually is. I had to rewrite this section a few times as it's just a difficult topic to put into words, as the Fisch devs have no control over the content creator. When I'm talking about content creator scene, I mean, if you have 10k subscribers on YouTube, you can get content creator role in the Fisch Discord, which gives you access to the content creator Discord itself, which you get special roles, you can talk to other content creators, all that stuff behind the scenes. I'm a part of that. That's how I get a lot of stuff to make videos. Each week, you're able to redeem rewards. I'll put a picture up on screen here. You have tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1 requirements, 150k subscribers, 3 Fisch-related videos, 15k views, and tier 2, 50k subs, tier 3, 15k subs. They just recently upped these requirements. And if you're inactive for a month on Fisch content, you'll be removed from the program. Once you reach a certain threshold of subscribers, you're accepted into the program. It doesn't end there though. That's not enough. That's not enough for Fisch to give you rewards and be like, thank you for advertising our game for free. But at the end of the day, it is a relationship where both content creator and Fisch benefits, as content creators get to make money off this game and Fisch gets free advertising. Now, I feel like the common sense thing would to be make it easier once you get the content creator role for content creators to make videos, such as you get cash per week, nukes, and totems. We only get 5 nukes, 5 auroras, and 2 private server events once you have 150k subs. Most people in the scene are not that big. And if you are that big, you don't need those stuff to make crazy videos. I myself, I'm not talking about myself here. I'm talking about for smaller creators because I can still get those things. Most other smaller creators cannot. So if you're just handing out these basically free videos to bigger content creators that already have everything they need to make those videos, you're just leaving the smaller content creators out to dry. I don't know if I did a good job of explaining that. I try to put into words how I felt about that, but it's a complex issue. Complex in quotes. It's not very complex. So I just can't put it into words basically. Now, when you're a content creator, you have to abide by certain rules. You can't make videos about exploits. You can't make videos about macros. But let's be real here. Every single Fisch content creator that does not have access to admin commands, like the big content creators, because every big content creator has access to admin commands. Let's be real here. If you don't have access to that, you are macroing. I myself, for like a whole week straight before every update, I'll macro overnight for like 8 hours. That's the only reason why I'm this high level. I only play this game to make videos. All of my hours come from macroing. That's like every other YouTuber on this game. Nobody genuinely plays this game. It is filled with bots and people just AFK with their computer on macroing. They're off doing something else. Now, when Marana's Veil first dropped, I went into the content creator Discord and I called out how terrible the update was. The first message I sent, bro, whose idea was it to make going from area to area so tedious and time consuming? Immediately, people were saying stuff about like, oh, people just complain. Someone said, it's actually good unlike the other big updates. And then I rebutted. I was getting kind of mad because I just made a video that I didn't even release because it just took me way too long to make. I said, adding in crappy filler zones where you just hold W isn't making the update good. Besides that, it's fine, but it's actually mind-numbing going from area to area. And multiple people say, then don't go to the area, don't do the update. What? You cannot criticize the game. I almost got kicked out of the content creator role after that because I was criticizing the game. And I was arguing with other content creators, telling them that they're just sticking up for Fisch for no reason. It is insane, the scene with this. The one content creator has them wrapped around his finger. And you probably know who I'm talking about. You know, I'll just name drop him. It is Carbonmeister. Everybody in the Discord sucks up to him so hard. If you do not suck up to Fisch and Carbonmeister, you are not getting benefits. You are getting nothing from this game. Because Carbonmeister is the one that actually runs the content creator Discord. He is so deep within the development team. Anytime you see a video of him, anytime you see him drop a video, it is basically just a paid advertisement. He is so not genuine about this game in the slightest. His special admin commands to do everything in the game. When Marana's Veil got dropped, he couldn't even get to the last zone. He had to teleport in, something like that. Carbon himself, and I think maybe a few other giant content creators, get early access to everything in the game. and they drop videos early. Early sneak peek of the Mariana's Veil update. Cool. That used to be a thing for us other content creators too. Then they took it away. They said it was due to people leaking clips and such. I don't know how true that is. I didn't see any leaks myself. They would do that so you could play test it and pre-record videos. Drop when the update happened. Since first people on the scene that are dropping videos usually get the most traffic and views. That's how it goes on YouTube. Everybody knows that. Big thing happens, you drop a video ASAP, you get all the views. Now, you have a giant content creator like Carbonmeister, drops his video before the update even drops, because he's in deep with the devs, siphons all of the views to an already giant content creator, takes it away from smaller creators, which leaves no incentive for any small creator to even get up in the scene. I don't know to put the blame on Carbon himself, as he's just taking advantage of the system, getting his bag. I don't blame him. He's making amazing money doing this. Hell, I would probably do the same. I'm more blaming the Fisch itself for even letting this happen, as no smaller creator is gonna do good at all, since they are just favoritizing these already giant creators, giving them more and more views, giving them access to things that nobody else has access to, and leaving small content creators up to dry. I'm not talking about myself here. I have access to special things. I have access to behind the scenes things. I'm not talking about myself. I don't care. I mean for other people besides me. So if it keeps going this way in the content creator scene, nobody's gonna make videos on it. No smaller creators are gonna make videos on it, because there's no incentive. So all in all, this is a low-key rant. Farewell to Fisch. I don't know if I'll touch this game again. I'm not making a video on it again. There's no longevity to it at all. Views are down insane. The player count on this game is dropping. It only spikes when updates happen, just like every other game. Player count's dropping like crazy. This game's not gonna last another 6 months. It'll probably have 50k players in the next 6 months. It was up like 300k. I'm putting money on it now. It'll be down to like 50k in the next 6 months. So I'm dipping it before that happens. Probably gonna make videos on Dead Rails, as this is a pretty cool game popping right now. I hope you enjoyed this rant. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Anyways, peace out.